guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today we are doing the November 2022 reading for all the air signs out there. So hello Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Normally I like to do my live chats for the monthly readings, but we're in the middle of setting up our homestead up here in the White Mountains, so I'm doing a pre-recorded video for this one, but I thought that you guys could soak in all the magical goodness here for this monthly reading. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into it. First thing I like to do is actually bust out my Wally's World Oracle. If you're interested in it, the link is down below. But I like to look to Wally for the theme for the month. So, what theme do our little air sign friends have cooked up for November 2022? And actually, I decided to come hang out with this old juniper on the property. Actually, all of them are old junipers. They're roughly between like 700 to 1,000 years old. So these junipers are badass. Okay, so, okay, Wally hath spoken. Looks like our card has popped out. We'll go ahead and put those back in there. They don't fall out all over the place. There we go. Okay, so let's see what we have. Ooh. All right, so this image here actually was one that was given to me by my stepmom when her and my dad went to Machu Picchu, and it's these sacred steps. You know, actually the whole place is sacred, but it's these sacred steps that are out there, and they look like regular stairs until you see all the people on there and you realize that they're like this big and the stairs are like for giants. So let me dive into this and see what this means for our theme for our air signs. Okay, so it's a couple of things. First of all, air signs. For November, it's about when you are looking at the things that you wish to accomplish, like maybe it's setting up a homestead, or maybe it's getting a new car, maybe it's starting a family, whatever it may be. When we look at it as a whole, it could seem insurmountable the way we would have to go about obtaining it. So we could look at, let's say, starting a homestead and be like, oh my gosh, I have to get this, this, and this, and I would have to learn how to hook up septic, I would have to learn how solar works, I would have to learn all these things. Oh my gosh, it seems like too much and I can't do it. And as an air sign myself, actually with a lot of air in my chart, I totally understand feeling overwhelmed. So first things first, air signs, if you are feeling overwhelmed in that matter, that's when you know the ego has taken over, the ego is freaking out, and you don't need that in your life. Definitely your higher self doesn't want you to have that in your life. So one little step at a time. Doesn't need to be one ginormous step and then looking at all the steps at once. One step at a time. The other part of the message was to look at all the steps that you've already taken to get where you are right now. So for me, you know, I was talking about we're starting a homestead out here. Actually, that's pretty much mostly all together. But, you know, I could look back at all the steps, actually going all the way back to when I was a teenager or even a little kid to get to where I am right now. And if I, as a little kid, were to have looked at all of the steps it would have taken to get to where I am right now, it would have seemed insurmountable, and I probably wouldn't have wanted to start in the first place. So kind of look at it that way, and it may help you moving forward, and also to help you stay in the present, because it definitely takes the joy out of the things that you're wanting to create if you are constantly looking at all of the things at once that you need to do. Yes, we have to have an outline, but we don't need to keep rehashing it and being like, I need to do this and this and this. I can't do it. I need to do this, this, and this. Oh my gosh, still can't do it. But you can do this one thing first. So that is the major theme for November. Okay, feeling that one. Okay, I have my Herb Crafters Tarot here. And what I want to do is pull a few cards for kind of like the general message for all the air signs, and then I want to get into the actual individual air signs. So let's go ahead and pull a few cards for you guys. So Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. By the way, if you have any friends who have those in their chart and you feel like these would be good messages for them to hear, by all means, go ahead and pass it on. Share this video. Okay, looks like we got our cards here. We'll go ahead and put that back in here. I just kind of put them back in the box because I am on a hill and I don't want things flying down the hill. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have the 8 of Fire. So it's like the 8 of Wands and it's ginger. Then we have the 5 of Fire. So 5 of Wands, Black Cohosh. And then we have the 10 of Fire. Okay, all right. Comfrey. So nothing but fire this month. That Gemini, Libra, Aquarius is on fire. Okay. So devoid of all other elements and major arcanas. This is the 8, 5, and 10. Interesting. Well, I'm going to go ahead and dive into this one. So let me go ahead and channel into these cards. Okay. All right. So it's exactly as I was saying for the theme, you know, that things will seem insurmountable to the point where maybe you won't even want to begin a project because it seems like way too much when you look at all of it at once instead of, okay, I could start off doing this. Like, let's say you've never baked a cake in your whole life and you're looking at the ingredients and all the things you have to do, and then I have to mess with the oven, and then I got to get a pan, and then I got to get oven mitts, and I got to get, I don't know, this just seems too much. I don't even want to make a cake. When, if we look at the very first thing, okay, first things first, I need flour. Okay, I can do that. Second thing, I need sugar. Okay, I can do that. And then all of a sudden, everything comes together and you have yourself a delicious cake. You can pat yourself on the back and you can be happy that you actually ended up making the cake. So now you're proud of yourself and you get a delicious treat. Same thing for November with, I know a lot of people are trying to accomplish a lot of things before the end of the year. That's just kind of like how we are as human nature. A lot of people have that. Some people are starting some things now that they want to, you know, kind of delve into in 2023. So one step at a time. And if you can do that, if you can get those 10 of Wands off your back and looking at it like, oh my gosh, if you can get those off of your back, then eventually when you do accomplish your goal, finish your project, or however, you know, it ends up turning out, because usually it ends up turning out way better than we've envisioned it, and that's the way it should be, then not only do you get to build that self-confidence and that solar plexus energy that yes, you accomplished this seemingly insurmountable task, but then you get the sweet rewards afterwards. So you get to indulge in the things that you were trying to create. So you can utilize that 8 of Fire, let that motivate you, but don't let it overwhelm you to the point where you're fighting your own ego with the 5 of Fire, and with the 10 of Fire, just feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, and why in the heck would I ever start this project in the first place? Okay, and like I said, as an air sign, I understand. All right, so let's look at the individual signs then. So that's just kind of in general for all you guys. But in here, I have my little bag of runes made out of birch, actually. So let's dive in here and see. Who should we pick for first? Oh, let's go with Libra. Libra is actually my moon sign, so let's do it. Oh, hello, little bee. What's up? Wow, you should, I'm not, okay. You know what, I just realized I have flowers all over my shirt, so, okay, can't really get too mad at the bee. All right, so we have Gebo. Let me go ahead and dive into this one. All right, okay. All right, so Libra, this is a time for you to get into that deliciousness phase. You know, every time I say the word deliciousness, now I think of that movie, The Witch, with, Black Phillip, and he's like, delicious butter and do a pretty dress. Just never mind me. Okay, but it seems like, Libra, there are some things that you've already started on where perhaps you've seen it as insurmountable, but maybe you went ahead anyway, decided one step at a time, and now you're getting close to that, quote unquote, finish line for that particular project, which I do feel is going to segue into more projects, because now your perspective has been broadened, since going through this particular thing that you've been doing. And as you get into the finish line of this project, of this thing that you've been working on, this thing that you've been trying to manifest, to create, to bring into your life, pause to reflect upon all the steps it took to get you to where you are right now. And let that soak in, that you did it. You did each and every step. You had the willpower. You are competent. You are awesome. You are beautiful. You are a light. You have magic within you. You have all of these things, and nothing is impossible. And you are proof of that. And so not only is your self-confidence going to shoot through the roof, as it should, so that you can continue doing more of these things in the future, but now you get to reap that reward and just, I would say, take the time, a lot of time actually, to bask in that deliciousness. Like butter and pretty dresses. But yeah, take the time instead of, all right, well, accomplish that task, on to the next thing, because, there was a time where your whole focus was on this thing. So at least give it some, time to soak in, and some gratitude for yourself and the universe and everything around you to help accomplish this goal. So don't just rush past it, moving on to the next thing. All right, Libra, but definitely the reward is coming. Bask in it, and realize that the reward was the journey as well. So, okay, let's put that back in, and let's look into the Aquarius. Okay, I hear something nearby. It's probably the jackrabbits. We have a lot of jackrabbits around here. Righto. Okay, righto. Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, you are at a different place than Libra, or many of the Librans are at. So, where Libra has already taken the steps and they're getting close to accomplishing their goal, or perhaps the goal is shifted and changed, but they're coming towards the end of a particular cycle and they're getting ready to reap the rewards. Where you are getting ready to start a new cycle, you're getting ready to start a new thing, and it feels like Aquarius is standing at the foot of those ginormous stairs, looking at all the stairs you would have to climb to get to the very top, and then wondering if it's even worth it. It's like, but I would have to do this, and I would have to do that, and I don't, and I have to do it with the wiffle bat, and I would have to understand how to do this. I don't even know how to do that yet. I don't even know how to do that, and I would have to know how to do that before I even start to do it. You know what? I give up. Aquarius, do not give up. Your ego wants to give up. Your higher self does not. Okay? So the ego it freaks out when it's met with changes and challenges, because it only knows the past. It can only reference the past. And if you've never done something before, that's scary to the ego, because it doesn't know the outcome, doesn't know what to do next, and it's trying to protect what it thinks is your fragile self-esteem. No, you do not have fragile self-esteem. You have a wonderful self-esteem. It is the mere veil that the ego throws over it, trying to make you believe so. No, you have the esteem, you have the gusto, you have the intelligence, you have everything you need to get started. You may not have all the tools yet to get to the very top, but you don't need to get there yet because you have a bunch of steps in the middle. But step one, you have everything for. Okay? So, Aquarius, please don't allow your ego to talk you out or psych you out of the thing that you've been waiting to start. Get started now. November is a great time to get started. Actually, it's a really bountiful time to get started. I know that technically we'd be going into the winter season in the northern hemisphere, but when things are starting to quiet down, why not take this time for yourself and get started on the project now? Get started on the thing now with step one. That's all you have to focus on. That's it. Who cares about what's going on up here? Step one. Step one. All right, so get moving. Aquarius. All right. Let's go into Gemini. Oh, okay. Gemini. I'm a Gemini Sun, so I also have Gemini and Mercury. Where else is my Gemini? I don't think Gemini is in Venus. I think that's my Cancer. I know I have Gemini elsewhere though in the chart. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, we have, I believe this one is Urgas, but it's the ox basically with the the yoke around its neck. So let me dive into this one. Gemini. Gemini, no need to make things harder than they already are. That is the message. Overthinking much? That's me. And I know some of you other Geminis out there. So with the things that you're trying to accomplish in the month of November, or maybe that you've already started, like for me, I've already started on the homestead. It's pretty much going to get at least finished up to the point where it'd be livable. Not like finished, but because when is that ever going to be? But, there is a tendency to look into the next step and then psych yourself out, like talking yourself out of it for fear that you may quote unquote fail. Because what does that even mean? So you didn't accomplish something the first try. So what? You didn't get it right the first time. So what? Like, is there somebody gonna jump out of the trees here and give me some ticket for not getting it right the first time, for not succeeding? Is there some judgment police around here? No, the only judgment police is coming from your ego. Where's the judgment police? Hello? All I hear are jackrabbits. That's all. So yeah, no need to make things harder than they already are. So let's say the next step, let's use the homestead as an example. The next step that we have to go into, actually today, is we're hooking up the septic to our RV. We're basically putting PVC pipes together, fitting them together, and we're going to see how this little poop chute works, or at least try to get it to work. Now, what I could allow my ego to do is be like, oh my gosh, well, what if all the pipes weren't fit together right? What if it starts leaking in a particular place? What if I didn't get the angle right and it gets like stuck or something like that? Oh no, then I would have failed. Okay, so if it gets stuck, we'll go back and fix it. If it's not at the right angle, we'll go back and fix it. Like, what's the big deal? I mean, the world's not going to come crashing down because the crapper pipe isn't working. So same thing for what you guys are trying to accomplish. You're working on the next thing. So why start looking at all the ways it could go wrong and then decide that you need to have some form of punishment because it went not the way you intended it in the first try? Well, good, you didn't get it right in the first try. Now you know there are other ways to do it, and that is one of the ways not to do it. And instead of focusing on the negative, why not focus on the positive? What are all the things that could go right? So take that yoke off from around your neck and go have fun. All right? Okay, Gemini. Let's go into my other deck that I have here, which is the Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. And I want to pull an opportunity and a block that we may encounter. more. Oh, there's so many animals around here. We actually met a porcupine in our last trip. Sweetest little thing. They're like the nicest little creatures ever. Actually, everything here is super nice. We have deer. Well, we have mule deer. We have elk. We have jackrabbits, cottontails, coyotes, possible wolf, black bears, all kinds of things. Saw a cute little tarantula the other day, porcupine. Yeah, a lot of things. Blue jays, lots of good stuff. Okay. And one day, you guys, keep an eye out for hashtag burning sage because we will create our retreat here someday. Someday. But I don't need to look at all the steps that it takes to get there at this moment. We're going to do step 1, get a homestead. Okay, let's take a look at a possible block. And the reason I want to look at the block first to see how we might be able to overcome it, transmute it, and maybe how that segues into an opportunity, as most blocks usually do. They do lead us to our opportunities once we overcome them. So we have shaman, trust in higher forces, as a crow goes by, and I know that he has an owl above his head in this picture. And actually I heard our owls last night. There's 2 of them that talk to each other. But let me dive in this one. Okay. The only major block to you starting that first step, continuing along the steps, or even crossing the threshold of the finish line of what it is that you wanted to accomplish is your ego. That is the only block standing in your way. It's not money, it's not resources, it's not your intelligence, it's not your personal power, it's not your magic, it's not how many people you got, or it's none of those things. It's literally your ego. Your ego is stuck in the 3rd dimension. It doesn't know anything outside this 3D world, this material world, this matrix, but your higher self does. You are literally a multi-dimensional being that is capable of anything and everything. Actually, more things than beyond our 3D comprehension. And that means that you have a powerful intuition. You can download a great many messages. You can understand a great many things. And that will definitely help you in your next step, or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, or crossing that threshold. But the only thing standing in your way is your ego. So if you're feeling blocked in that manner of the I can't, this is too much, oh, I don't know, what if I fail? That is just your ego talking, and it's nothing more than a part of the matrix. Why would you listen to anything that is a part of the matrix? Listen to that multidimensional self of yours. And as that crow goes by, it reminded me in Native American culture, which part of my family has, we're Pima. It's all about shape-shifting and magic and mysticism, and that is what is you. There's so much we don't even know about ravens and crows, and yet they are highly intelligent. I believe they're way more intelligent than humans, and we just look at them, oh, like they're just birds, which is kind of like how we look at our 3D self. It's like, oh, well, I can't. Yeah, but you're a lot more than that. Okay, so let's take a look at an opportunity. And the opportunity is dream and journey. So I do have a drum that I have made, but I would say listen to the drum that is right here. That thing that goes beat, 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 thump, 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 right here in your chest. And that is where your higher self, your dreams, all your wishes, your magic, it all starts here in this little portal called the heart chakra, in this little gateway here. So dive into it, and the journey of the things that you are going into, or maybe possibly thinking about going into, is going to be that much more magical. It's going to be that easier to accomplish, the first step and everything, and is going to be a lot more joyful if you can continue to listen to the beat going on right here. Okay, so feel the rhythm, go into it, and if you can continue doing that, then I don't see anything standing in your way. So many opportunities, but it all starts with listening to this. Now, I know some of you are going to hear this video and be like, okay, well, I can think of like a million reasons why I shouldn't start the journey. Well, that's your ego talking. I'll take that with a grain of salt. The ego's gonna try to talk you out of a lot. Okay, so all right, all of my air signs, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding, 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 ding notification bell for more videos just like this. And like I said, if you have some air sign friends that you feel would benefit from these messages, go ahead and share it, pass it along. All of my information is down below if you're thinking about grabbing a reading from me, which, by the way, until October 31st, I have a sale going on in my Kittens, Weights, and Tarot shop and on my website as well, kittensweightsandtarot.com, between 10 and 30% off store-wide. So definitely go check it out. And I believe that's it. Oh, don't forget, newsletter comes out November 1st, and I don't play the spam game, so all you get is a really rad, like, witchy newsletter. So if you're into that, go ahead, sign up. The link is down below, but you can also find it through my website. All right, so that's it from me, spiritual homies. I will catch you later. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere or you're in the United States and you're going to be celebrating Thanksgiving, or maybe you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but you do get together with family, or maybe whatever other part of the world that you're from and you're getting together with family in the month of November, I'm wishing you all a bountiful, lovable time together. Nothing but love for you guys and healing. Catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.